Hi, I'm James Crocker, founder and president of Waterblasting Technologies located in sunny South Florida. Here to talk about another edition of Hog Blog and how shot blasting compares to water blasting. Now, the method of shot blasting has a machine that propels tiny steel BBs at the surface at a high velocity. The first thing you ought to know about shot blasting is that the BBs are designed to bounce back up and be recycled into the next turn, and of course that process then just continues in a rotary-like fashion. There are a number of things to note straight off the bat about that reality. When you're going to bounce a rubber ball on surface, the harder that surface is, the more the ball bounces. So shot blasting is quite effective from a bounce standpoint and recycling standpoint on concrete, but when you get to a joint in concrete, those BBs, instead of wanting to bounce, instead they want to penetrate that caulking and that filler material in the groove and stay there. And that would be bad enough, but these are steel BBs, so when it rains, those BBs then rust. That rust can then create delaminating on the sides of that caulking, or those rusting beads can lay there and present a FOD hazard for surrounding aircraft. On asphalt, those BBs or steel beads are even less likely to rebound and come back up to be recycled, meaning that more of them will stay on the runway or taxiway surface and then have to be dealt with in some other way. Because those are flying at such a high rate of speed, those BBs can actually travel quite a distance, meaning that the cleanup operation can be fairly substantial. In addition, if the coating itself has any elasticity to it, the beads also can suffer a greatly reduced tendency to bounce back up and be collected by the shot blast system. Now, I'm not somebody that doesn't know anything about shot blasting. I've actually owned Blast Track and Blast Cat machines. And so I have several years experience. It's actually a story of how I eventually segued into water blasting because I found it to be a method that can deal with a far wider variety of materials being removed, as well as on any surface. So, for instance, shot blasting would be entirely ineffective on elastomerics, where water blasting is equally effective as any other product. Water blasting, it really doesn't matter. Epoxies, polyurea, methacrylates, thermoplastics, paints, whether it's latex or oil-based enamels, it's effective across the board, whereas shot blasting can offer a wide variety of results across materials and substrates, meaning asphalt or concrete. Additionally, water blasting leaves nothing in the pores of the surface. In other words, it's just a molecule of water. If there is any moisture left, and there is, it will quickly dry. Whereas shot blasting, it will absolutely leave BBs in that asphalt surface, and as they rust, they expand, and this creates cracking and fracturing of the surface. While it may not be overly obvious in some areas, it absolutely is occurring. I can assure you of that. Additionally, those steel shots represent a mechanical impact to the surface. If you think about a wire bristle or a steel BB, the construction is the same, and it abrades the surface and actually removes a portion of that concrete or asphalt material. Whereas water blasting may also remove a minuscule portion. For sure, if you were to separate the material collected in a shot blast operation and separate the material from the water in a water blasted operation, you would find a far greater composition of actual concrete and asphalt removed in the shot blasting than you would on the water blasting side. I think a great place to start, if you actually are considering these two methods, There's some great resources that we'll just pull up right now and show you a link where you can find those resources and read about additional observations and differences. And then I think ultimately, maybe you'd want to just see a demonstration, see how quick and easy and simple the water blasting method is when compared with the shot blasting. So thank you for your time and attention. I think I've hit the high points, and we look forward to seeing you again on yet another Hog Blog.